What's up, you guys? This is Steven, and I'm going to do a lyrical analysis of Ayumi Hamasaki's song Alterna. And this song appeared on Ayumi's album Misunderstood. And me personally, I really like this song. It's really interesting, it's cool. I like the video as well. And here's the interesting fact: the word alterna in Spanish means alternate or alternating. Just a little random factoid for you. But anywho, here is my lyrical analysis of Ayumi Hamasaki's song Alterna. Here we go. There were only a few things truly important and necessary. Yes, I agree with that. Like, in the whole big scheme of life, like, all this stuff that we really concentrate on, it's not really that important when you take life as a whole and really just think about everything. Like the fancy car, the fancy house, um, you know, like pursuing this particular type of education. It's not really that important in the big scheme of things. Possibly the education. I mean, that could be important because it can affect your quality of life. But sometimes we get kind of hung up on the titles, like, oh, I want a PhD or a master's, or as well as other things too. So you know, I do agree with you there, Ayumi. You know, there's only a few things that are truly important and necessary in this lifetime that we have been, given as a gift. Okay, here I go next. Um, and the rest were mainly decorations. See, like the fancy car, the fancy house, the nice clothes, fancy clothes. Um, just a slew of things as well. Like, it's just decoration at the end of the day. You don't need it. It looks nice. You feel that you need it. But at the end of the day, when you really have to take into consideration what you need and what you don't need, a lot of that stuff is really just, like I even said, it's really just decoration. It doesn't really, you know, add that much to you. Like, you have what you need for the most part. I believe that everybody was born having what they need to get by, or to get through life and to overcome the challenges and obstacles that come along with life. It may not seem like it, but I think you do. And if you don't, you often acquire what you need along the way. Okay, here are the next lyrics. They might have been like the armor to protect myself from everything. So, Ayumi throwing herself into the mix now. And she's saying that, she was all hung up on these like material possessions and things, and that she kind of used it as an armor to protect herself, so she felt secure when she had, this big fancy house, this nice car, these nice clothes. It sort of gave her a sense of security. But really, you can't put your sense of security into things that are fleeting, like, the material stuff, because that stuff can be gone in a second. It really can. You know, you have to like invest in, you know, really invest in like something that is everlasting. What that is, it's up to you. Personally, I think it's sort of like along the lines of religion. Um, so you should invest your time and energy and resources into religion. Mhm. And I think, for me personally, I think that's a good path to go, like, to follow. Okay, here are the next lyrics. If you are afraid of changes, watch me at a distance. Okay, Ayumi giving us a warning. Like, if we are scared of change, then, step back. Take 10 steps back, because Ayumi is about to change it up. She's about to change up the game. Whether or not I may do something I'm talked about behind my back, let it be. Yeah, I mean, Ayumi, it's because people talk about you because a lot of times they want to be you or be like you. They're jealous of you. And, you're really successful, so people are going to talk about you either positively or negatively. People are going to talk. And ultimately, it's when people stop talking that you need to be worried, especially in your industry, because when people stop talking about you, then you're pretty much through. Um, so, I think you know the deal. That's why you said let it be. So, don't need to, make that point too much. All right, here we go next with the next lyrics. Let me say something more. It was not comfort, but the sense of loss that the unnecessary things brought to me. Okay, so now she's piggybacking off of what she said in the previous verse, and she's saying, let me clarify. It wasn't because of comfort, but rather the sense of loss that the unnecessary things brought to me. You know, so I guess these things brought her a sense of loss or a sense of maybe hopelessness, that sort of like lost, hopeless type of feeling, you know. Let's see. Don't misunderstand. Hey, that's the name of the album. Shout out. Ayumi's, she's plugging her album in here too at the same time. Don't misunderstand that I've reached the goal. Things have just begun at last. Okay, so Ayumi, she is just laying it all out there, like, hey, don't look at me and think that, I've reached my goal. Because Ayumi, she like, I got a lot more to do. I'm like, dang, really? I mean, you've already like the best-selling female artist of Japanese pop music, but I guess you want to go for the #1 spot. Maybe even go for like the #1 spot in the whole entire world. Maybe the universe. Who knows? The sky's the limit. So it's safe to say that Ayumi does have ambition. You know, she's not just stopping here. She's gonna take this as far as she can take this. Okay, here we go with the chorus again, and this chorus is a little different, I think. So I'll do this one. I have no wild ambition. Don't take it too seriously. Okay, so she's like trying to warn us. Like I said that she was ambitious, but she says that she has no wild ambition. So I guess she's saying like she's not trying to do anything like crazy or ambitious, like crazily ambitious. So don't take it too seriously. In short, I only want what I want. That's what I say. Okay. At the end of the day, she says it's not really wild or crazy. It's just like I want what I want, and I'm going to go for it and do what I have to do to get it. And Ayumi has done that. All right, next. Here we go. Even if it's destiny or fate, I'll change that because I've fully seen fearful things. Okay, so Ayumi is like, she gonna change destiny or fate. So she's like really tenacious and determined to accomplish what she has to accomplish. I mean, destiny and fate are really like extremely difficult things to change. If you can change that, then you really are like, ambitious or Alterna. Well, not Alterna, but you're really ambitious. Okay, if you are afraid of changes, watch me at a distance. Whether or not I may do something, it makes no difference, let it be. Okay, basically, Yumi is going to change up the game. And she's like, watch me at a distance. Whether or not she may do something, that's up to her. It makes no difference, so just let it be. Okay, and they do like the repeat the chorus again. And that is pretty much it for this song. It's a great song. I really like it. And also in some parts of the song, she's like, saying, hey, 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 a lot of times. And she, like, the music video is pretty cool and interesting. She has, like, at one point in the video, she has, like, all this makeup caked on her to make her really pale. Like, dang, I know that your skin can't possibly breathe with all that makeup on. But anywho, in addition, it was like the music video was interesting because we had like killer, like these demonic looking clowns in the video who are chasing Ayumi, and I think that's supposed to symbolize like it's like these negative people are trying to chase her while she's trying to pursue her dream, but they're trying to like deter her from her goal. And Ayumi is like, no, these killer clowns are not going to deter me. And at one point in the video, she's like, kind of like she's on a string, like these marionette strings. So it's also like, is she being controlled as well by someone else? Because I think the song was supposed to be like the theme of being controlled, and she's trying to like break out of being controlled. And I think it may have something to do with her record company or something. I'm not sure though. I do find it a bit like this is similar to the story of Ami Suzuki. And if you don't know who Ami Suzuki is, definitely just look on her Wikipedia page. Her story is very interesting. And it's sort of similar to this story that Ayumi's telling in her song. And, Amy Suzuki has a real life story that kind of parallels to the song, as well as a song and music video that is sort of similar to this song too. I'm not sure who came out with which video first. So I'm not going to say someone copied someone because I'm not sure. But anywho, definitely look up the story of Ami Suzuki because that's a really interesting story, and it was definitely like a fairy tale gone bad. But then at the end of the day, it does have its happy ending. So yeah. But again, the music video was great. It was cool. The killer clowns were a nice touch, and then at one point in the music video, Ayumi gets this letter, and it says like, "You are the stars." I guess they were trying to say like, congratulations, you're a star. But they kind of did it a bit Englishy, but it's cool nonetheless. And Ayumi is ecstatic, and she's like on these puppet strings for some reason. So I'm guessing that's supposed to be a symbol. It's supposed to symbolize something. Not sure who's controlling her at this point because this is before she entered the industry, the music industry. So I'm not sure who is controlling her. Possibly, maybe she's saying that she's being controlled by the record company because they offered her this great opportunity, and she's like, wow. Because Ayumi, this was pretty much the best offer that she had, pretty much because she was a high school dropout and she didn't really have any type of education to really fall back on. Probably didn't have much work experience. So, this is definitely like a fairy tale. For better or worse, it's a fairy tale. Ultimately, it's a great fairy tale, but, like most fairy tales, there's always some type of major conflict that happens. But what's a story without conflict? It's just pretty much an anecdote at that point, But anywho, that's all I got to say for this song. It's a great song. It's a great video. I really like watching the video of the song as well and hearing the song as well. And one more thing I forgot to mention. There's just one point in the music video where they show like this newspaper clipping. And at one point, if you really like pause and look, they mention something about Nas and Khalees in the like the newspaper clipping. I just thought it was really interesting. But anywho, thanks a lot for watching. Feel free to comment. Definitely feel free to subscribe. I really appreciate the support. And again, thanks a lot. Adios and goodbye.